For some fast food chains, it's not just about the food.
It's all about the sauce. Sure, we've covered sauce on Food Wars before, but today we're deep diving into all the exclusive sauces from the biggest fast food chains.
Who has the best signature sauces for burgers, chicken, pizza?
What about some forbidden fast food combos? Maybe Domino's pizza with Wingstop ranch.
McNuggets and cane sauce? We're trying everything. This episode's ridiculous.
It's time for Sauce Talk.
Sauce Talk.
We're gonna start with our chicken dipping sauce category. To me, a good sauce has two components. One, it's delicious on its own, and two, whatever you add it to, it enhances both the sauce and the thing you're using to eat it. Harry, what makes a good sauce for you?
I think for me, a good sauce has to have a few things. When it comes to the viscosity, it's got to be thick enough that it clings to whatever you're dunking. It's got to be tasty in its own right, but not too tasty so as not to overpower whatever you're dipping.
Excellent point, my man. All right, first up is Popeyes. Popeyes in the US has 9 dipping sauces. We're not focusing on the regular sauces like ketchup, but today we're focusing on chain exclusives and signature sauces. Popeyes is pretty generous with the sauce packets, I feel. Let's taste the sauce. It tastes like a ranch that has more like pepper, possibly peppercorn in it, which I really like. I think it's a good sauce. I don't know what the blackened part is though. Let's go with the dip. That is good. Because Popeyes already is a more flavorful brand of fried chicken. This sauce pairs with it very well. Now the ingredients list wasn't on the website, but of course it is right here on the package. Who can read text this small? I certainly can't. But I got this guy. Okay, so there you go. So for those of you magnifying glass fans out there, you can find out what it is. One ingredient on here that people are probably familiar with is monosodium glutamate, also known as MSG. It's a flavor enhancer that gives food that umami taste.
UK Popeyes offers 8 dips. The US has buttermilk ranch as well as blackened ranch, but ours is just standard. Try the ranch. You do have actual herbs in there, which is nice. It does go well with chicken, especially with the Popeyes chicken, which does have a heat to the breading. The ranch ingredients aren't listed online, but they are listed on the packet. Gotta say, looking through here, there is nothing that jumps out at me as scary or weird. It's all pretty natural ingredients, to be honest. So compared to the US Popeyes, we are getting more sauce in our packets. The caveat to that is that we are paying much more per gram if you order more sauce.
Viscosity is very important when it comes to a sauce. I think this is like the viscosity I think I'm looking for a dipping sauce. It's not gonna be too drippy, but you don't want it too thick because then it's not gonna stick to it whenever you dip it in there, right?
I'd say that's on the runnier side for a fast food sauce. I do like the packaging of this one. It's nice and wide, so you have quite a good area of attack for your dips. I think realistically, 2 of these would be plenty for a meal as well. These are fairly generous sizes. Joe was actually kind enough to ship me some blackened ranch from a US Popeyes. I wanna see what the difference is. Immediately noticing this is a much thicker sauce than our ranch. The buttermilk gives it a real kind of tang, that almost like sourness that you get from that buttermilk yogurty flavor. It's very different to the kind of tang that's imparted by the acid, which is in our one.
One wonders, what would this ranch taste like on a slice of Pizza Hut pizza? That's right, we're mixing it up, folks.
I personally never tried this before, but I'll give it a go with the UK Popeyes ranch. I think while on the surface, it seems an odd combination, it really isn't that far from just putting like a Domino's garlic and herb on the pizza. So I don't think Americans are insane for trying it.
It tastes like any other dipping sauce you get with a cheese pizza. It's like, you know. Now you know, not worth doing the double dash for Popeyes and Pizza Hut if you were thinking to combine the pizza and the sauce. And now let's look at the sweet heat. That's really good. Let's see how it pairs with the chicken. Look at that. It is sweet and it has a little heat. Okay, look at the ingredients. It's mostly sugar and water. It's likely to be stickier than the blackened ranch, but just holding it in here, this is way more liquidier, which I've just heard from the good people at dictionary.com is totally a word.
I also wanted to talk about the mango habanero sauce. I gotta say, visually, I like the look of this one. It kind of reminds me of like a mango chutney. I'll try this one with a spicy chicken sandwich. Spice on spice. I like the way the sweetness kind of contrasts. This is definitely a combination where, again, if you just want the spice, then maybe try this one out. We have another spicy sauce option from UK Popeyes, which is Louisiana Hot. I wanted to compare the spice level here with the mango habanero. The main difference between these two is that the Louisiana Hot contains Tabasco. It's definitely got heat to it. I don't know if it's necessarily got more heat than the mango habanero, but it doesn't have that sweetness to kind of balance it out. You do get quite a lot of the vinegar. I'm not like a huge hot sauce guy, but I think if you are someone who would typically put maybe sriracha or Frank's on your food, then this is a good option.
Next up, KFC. They have 12 sauces available. This KFC sauce was launched in October of 2020. Yeah, that's half full. Half? Oh my God, you must, to quote my British colleagues, I get joking. This sauce is holding it down at KFC. It's great on its own with the chicken, which I already love. Together, flavor multiplier. I'm not seeing anything as a cause for concern. Then again, I am the host of Food Wars, so we probably have different ideas of what concern would be, but I think it looks pretty standard.
Funnily enough, we actually don't have just KFC sauce here in the UK. What we do have are 6 dip options. Technically in the UK, gravy counts as a side dish rather than a sauce. For the purposes of this video, because you're dipping your food in it, I think we count it as a sauce. Let's take a look at the Supercharger dip. KFC describes this as their infamously spicy mayo. As for the taste, it's a really good sauce. It's probably my go-to sauce at KFC in the UK, other than maybe gravy. It is very thick, which I think makes it very good for dipping. The ingredients for this can be found on the packaging. The only ones to watch out for there might be potassium sorbate. There's also yeast extract in here, which is pretty much just what Marmite is. Popeyes sandwich, KFC sauce. I think that really works. In terms of like spicy mayos, like I say, on the cooler side, which when you already have like a spicy chicken sandwich is kind of what you want.
Here's the comeback sauce. First, we taste the sauce. All right, Caniacs, get ready to lose your mind in the comments. Not that close. How's it taste with the chicken? Do I like this better than the KFC sauce? Hard to say. Both are really good. I think this sauce is, by its own merit, as good as the KFC sauce. I would be happy to have my KFC with either one of these sauces. The comeback sauce is closer to like a peppery ranch. It's more savory. This one is a sweeter, not like barbecue, but has a sweetness to it. Is that moving at all? One thing you can say about the comeback sauce at KFC, it is down with the thickness. I would say my personal preference, do not want to go thicker than this. I want to see the Cane's chicken with the KFC sauce. And that's perfectly fine. The KFC and Popeyes, I feel both their chicken could exist on their own with no dipping sauce. Cane's without sauce is like, I don't know, something. Next, Wingstop, baby. They have, I don't know, a million sauces. We're focusing on the most popular dipping sauce, ranch.
We also do have Wingstop Ranch here in the UK.
Before we continue, I'm gonna state for the record, and I've said this 1,000 times, ranch is perfectly fine and all ranch tastes the same. All right, let's taste this ranch. Everyone says it's so great.
I think rich is the word that comes to mind. You get that buttermilk flavor, that kind of like yogurty tang almost.
This tastes like all the other ranches. Wingstop seems to be a bit pricier when it comes to the sauces. Obviously, visually, you can see why. I think this cup right here was $1.99 and the large, $5.99. Now let's try it with a wing. I'll do a hot one. This is privileged eating right here.
Packaging's pretty good. Again, like relatively wide, I would say at the top, so it is easy to dunk. This is much more like a classic American ranch.
To me, the best thing about the Wingstop Ranch is the containers in which they provide for you. Look at it. I mean, the smallest one is still way bigger than your regular. Here's the KFC one.
On delivery apps, this was the only size option they had. I'm not sure about in-store.
I don't dislike it, it's just it tastes like ranch. To prove a point, look what I got. Got the Hidden Valley Ranch, right? Little thicker than the Wingstop Ranch. The difference is noticeable. I think for the Wingstop one, it's definitely creamier and doesn't have as strong as a ranch flavor as Hidden Valley Ranch. To be eating chicken, wings, tenders, whatever, and run out of sauce or you run out of chicken, it's the worst feeling in the world. So this makes perfect sense to me. I think it's worth a few extra dollars, personally. Enjoy the decadence of dunking your wings in as much ranch as you want. If you want to know all my thoughts on Wingstop and their sauces, go ahead and check out our tier list episode directly after this. Pizza Hut pizza, here we go. Dip in the ranch. It's fine. I think putting ranch on pizza is madness anyway. I mean, what about Chick-fil-A little nuggies, huh? That's actually really good. The Chick-fil-A nuggets are a bit denser, so with the lightness of the ranch, those two actually work well together.
We also wanted to talk about some sauces exclusive to each country. Here we have a couple of sauces from Nando's, a very popular peri-peri chicken chain here in the UK. The US does have a few locations, we made a video on that, but they're very few compared to the UK and not as big a menu. Firstly, you have standard Nando's peri-peri sauce. This comes in a range of flavor options. As you can see, the peri-peri sauce is pretty runny. This one is the medium. For me, that is like probably borderline enough spice already. I think I will often order my chicken hot, but then have like a slightly cooler sauce on the side. One fantastic Nando's invention is their peri-naise. This is a peri-peri flavored mayo. That one you actually have to pay for an individual portion, but the portions that you get, from my knowledge, are pretty good. Less runny. I love Nando's peri-naise. That is the mild one, so there's almost no heat to it, kind of like almost smoky chili flavor. I want to try another like forbidden food combo. Here I have a chicken McNugget with Nando sauce. We are blurring the chicken lines today, lads. McNuggets on the blander side as far as nuggets go. So the addition of a little spice, that kind of helps out.
Harry, Nando's is a throwback. That's like 3 years ago we did that. I got those sauces. I got bottles of those sauces. Love all their sauces, delicious stuff. We're doing Chick-fil-A. It has shown up sometimes in Food Wars, although there's not a dedicated one in the UK, I don't believe. So that's why we've never done a Chick-fil-A Food Wars. People love their sauces. I don't get it. People are into it. I am not. Here's a list of all the Chick-fil-A sauces you can get. And of course, the Chick-fil-A sauce, which is the one we're focusing on. I mean, it's a nice sauce. There's definitely a mustard base to it. Really close to like a Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, but thicker. I do like that. Nuggets. Yeah, those work really well together. I see why the sauce is so hyped, although I would say without the sauce, chicken, a little bland. Some have said to me that the Chick-fil-A sauce tastes just like the KFC sauce. Tasting them back to back. Color's similar. Yeah, pretty close. I would say that the KFC sauce, again, is sweeter, not as mustardy. Yeah, close enough. Got some McNugs. Yeah, that might be the best one of the day so far. Chick-fil-A isn't a chicken sandwich restaurant. It's a sauce restaurant. And they just happen to have chicken.
Morley's is a popular chicken chain based here in London. Morley's offers a range of what I would kind of call standard kebab shop sauces here in the UK. Morley's also got so popular that they were able to collaborate with Heinz to produce their very own fried chicken sauce. What they will often do is just leave big bottles of sauce out so you can help yourself. If you get them to take away like we did, they will also have these little tubs of sauce. Give the burger sauce a quick try. Burger sauce is just such a classic UK condiment. Broadly a Thousand Island dressing kind of vibe. The fried chicken sauce is really good. It's broadly kind of like a burger sauce, but just with everything dialed up and some heat thrown in there. KFC chicken, Morley sauce. What are you gonna do about it, Colonel Sanders? And Kentucky meets London in the best of ways.
Raising Cane's! All the Caniacs, this is what you've been waiting for. Raising Cane's has skyrocketed in popularity, and so has their Cane's sauce. The sauce recipe has been top secret since they first opened. It is so secret, only the general managers are allowed to know the recipe and the only ones responsible for making the sauce every day. I think that's hilarious that the sauce is like top secret. Who cares at this point? Because everyone's made their knockoff sauce for it. It's like, whatever. Yo, they got a huge thing in front. I asked for 32 ounces and I got it. Look at this. And when I asked the guy wasn't like, huh? He was like, yeah, coming right up. Like, they do this all the time. This is so funny. This is definitely enough sauce. Get a baseline read here. Here's what I'm tasting. Definitely ketchup, definitely mayo to make it creamier, definitely a Worcestershire sauce. It has a hot sauce sting to it and like the garlicky celery salt. I think the Worcestershire sauce is the key ingredient there. Boom. The whole thing, right? Okay, we've reached too much sauce. Okay, it's not like Chick-fil-A, but it's the same as Chick-fil-A. It's the sauce. This is a sauce company. This chicken has no flavor. Cane's, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A chicken, Cane's sauce. I can't decide. They're not similar, but they're both like, have their own unique flavor that I like. What else does it try? The Cane's sauce with KFC chicken. Before walking away from this, I'm gonna say KFC tenders with either Chick-fil-A sauce or Cane's sauce is the best combo of all this. And this is my favorite. Now, how can Raising Cane's and other companies get away with not disclosing the ingredients of their secret sauces? They're actually protected by something called trade secret law, which protects classified information in the food industry. That means everything from recipes to formulas to even manufacturing processes can be a secret.
The same pretty much goes for the UK. It can be extremely difficult to patent a recipe, so it's more common to patent a food item or a food production system. I wouldn't say I've had too many surprises from the chicken chains. I would say that my favorite so far would probably be the Morley's fried chicken sauce. That was really good. The Wingstop ranch was also really good. And maybe the supercharger mayo.
Overall, I would say that if you like Cane's or Chick-fil-A, I would say you might want to try their sauces with KFC. If you're a fan of fried chicken and dipping sauces, I would say make 2 stops, it's worth it. Our next sauce category is gonna be signature burger sauces. These sauces are fairly consistent across all chains. Starting with McDonald's, they have 9 sauces on the menu, not including Big Mac sauce.
We also have 9 sauces at our McDonald's.
Big Mac sauce has been taken off of the regular menu, so we had to ask for ours on the side. The Big Mac sauce was created in 1968 to go along with the Big Mac.
You might be wondering, Harry, why do you have a cup of coffee on the table right now? What if I told you that was a Big Mac? Currently, Big Mac sauce on its own is not available on the McDonald's menu, unless you get creative. By ordering a Big Mac, adding extra sauce, and removing every other possible ingredient, all you are left with is sauce. It caused a little confusion, and I did briefly have to explain myself to the staff, but they were very accommodating and eventually just provided me with a cup of Big Mac sauce. I wouldn't recommend doing this exactly unless you were maybe just a huge Big Mac sauce fan. Give it a try. It's hard to rival the kind of like tanginess of this. It's one of the world's most famous sauces for a reason.
It's the classic American fast food sandwich. Boy, I love a Big Mac. They struck gold with that sandwich. That's the sandwich.
I did want to try something that I think is deeply forbidden and wrong. Here I have a Whopper from Burger King. I think you know what this is going. I feel like this is going to upset fans of Burger King and fans of McDonald's. There's a lot going on, but here we have the forbidden love child of Ronald McDonald and the Burger King himself. We'll call this a McWhopper. I tell you what, we might be onto something there. With the mayo on a Whopper, it just doesn't really do anything. Whereas this one, providing that same kind of like creamy, velvety texture, but with some actual flavor.
What do it taste like? Put this on some KFC. I'm a madman for this one. No. Well, that surprisingly really clashes with chicken. I think the Big Mac sauce is for burgers only. Now, by looking at these ingredients, it sounds like the Big Mac sauce is mayo relish. Ours lists caramel color, and the UK does not. UK, how does ours look compared to yours?
Does it have a caramel color to it? I'd say vaguely. It's got that kind of like orangey golden tinge that you expect from a Big Mac sauce. You'll notice that our ingredients list for Big Mac sauce is shorter than America's.
The UK does have different food standards than here in the US, which is why they don't include caramel color. Moving on to Burger King, we decided to try its zesty sauce and see how it matches up. Now, I can't find a ton of information on the zesty sauce, but I know it's introduced in 2001 to accompany their onion rings. What the hell? Well, according to Yuli, I was unimpressed when we tried the zesty sauce many Burger King episodes ago, and I'll tell you what, still unimpressed. Already, this is the worst sauce we've had today. Let's try dipping it with some chicken, some nugs. I possess the ability to enjoy horseradish. This sauce I do not like. That tastes better on the sandwich than it does on the nuggets.
We don't have Burger King zesty sauce here in the UK, but Joe did send me some. It took me a second to place the flavors there, but I think what I'm getting is dill and also the horseradish that's coming through. I think this probably would work in the UK. We love our horseradish, especially with our beef. Beef and horseradish sauce is like a classic thing for roast dinners in the UK.
Try it on a Big Mac.
You know, you people see at home what I'm forced to do. Not my idea. Does not work. Zesty sauce, bottom of the list.
Burger King in the UK offers 5 dips. Seeing as they lack a proper signature sauce and they seem to love their mayo, I guess we'll test the mayos out. The spicy mayo is pretty good. It does have a kick. It took a second, but then you kind of get it in the back of the throat a bit. Those bird's eye chilies. Similar chilies that they use in the peri peri sauce from Nando's, fun fact. I think there's little bits of onion diced up in there. Seeing as I desecrated a Whopper with Big Mac sauce, I feel like it's only fair that I now do the reverse. I'm gonna put spicy mayo on a Big Mac, breaking so many food rules today. I think on its own, when you taste the spicy mayo from Burger King, the heat comes through a lot more. I think when you have it kind of blending into a burger, there's a bit more to balance out the spice. So it's just like a little bit of a nice texture, very gentle heat, not too bad. I think maybe the Big Mac sauce helped the Whopper more than the spicy mayo helped the Big Mac.
I did want to mention the US only chain In-N-Out. In-N-Out is a California staple, and it has a very famous sauce, or spread as they like to call it. The spread you'll find on the burgers or the animal style fries. We can't say for sure what's in it, but I definitely taste mayo, ketchup, and some sort of relish. It looks like a classic burger sauce. This is a pretty generous amount of sauce, definitely for a burger and for the fries. I'd say it's pretty close to Big Mac sauce. Definitely has that relish, mayo, ketchup flavor to it. There's something distinct in there. Can't place my finger on it. I know we did the animal style fries. What's it like on the regular fries? For animal style specifically, I can pull the flavor of the spread out of the animal style. And with the onions and the cheese, all of it together, I'm probably the last person on earth to say this out loud, but the animal style is very good. Try it on a burger, yeah? Let's put it in there. Is a distinct flavor of the In-N-Out burger. It definitely makes the burger, the fries, sing with its flavor. So for sauce, yeah, it does a really good job of that. The Big Mac sauce definitely has more of that pronounced relish flavor to it. But if you like a creamier, smoother sauce, then I think the In-N-Out spread's probably gonna be more of your jam. I guess I'm curious what the In-N-Out burger tastes like with the Big Mac sauce, right? Those two work really well together. I feel like because this is already so raw onion heavy, that really clashes with already that vinegary relish flavor to it. Try the In-N-Out spread on a Big Mac. I'm gonna do something real forbidden with these combos. Big Mac number 2, animal style Big Mac. Yeah, that's really good. Animal style Big Mac. I think this is the winner of the video. If you can get these two things together quicker so it doesn't like coagulate, just slide the cheese, onions, and animal style sauce onto a Big Mac. This works incredibly well. I think that the In-N-Out spread works on the Big Mac better than the Big Mac sauce. I said it. Out of everything I've tested so far, I think my favorite forbidden combo mix has been the animal style Big Mac. I think I've invented something the internet's gonna go crazy for. Make this happen, it's fantastic. And my favorite sauce in the burger category, geez, it's up in the air. I think I'm leaning more towards the In-N-Out spread.
Honestly, I think from these two chains, my favorite might be the sweet curry from McDonald's. I think that with the chicken nuggets is phenomenal. I do love the Big Mac sauce. I just wish there were a slightly easier way to order it than having to pay for an entire Big Mac and then getting it served to you in a cup.
And finally, pizza dipping sauces. Of course, we included ranch. Starting off with Domino's over here. They have a bunch of sauces and dips. I think you get 1 cup per pizza order, and then each one after that is 99 cents. I don't know why are you putting your pizza and ranch? Because what happens is you take something that's awesome, pizza, and you cover it with this stuff, and now your pizza tastes like ranch. Why?
Since we don't have Domino's ranch in the UK, I got some American ranch to try. I will say with this one, it tastes very sour. It's got that kind of like buttermilk sourness to it, although it tastes so sour that I'm not sure if it's how it's supposed to taste or if this just kind of like went off a bit in transit to the UK.
I feel very strongly against dipping pizza in anything. I don't like it. Harry, are you a pizza dipper?
Broadly speaking, I don't mind the whole pizza ranch thing. I maybe have issue with people who like pour ranch just all over the entire pizza, but I think as like a crust dip, I have no issues with that whatsoever. Domino's in the UK carries quite a few sauces. The most popular sauce and the one that comes with pizzas by default in the UK is the garlic and herb. I do love it, like it's by far my favorite sauce at Domino's. My one complaint is that it is quite a rich sauce, and Domino's is already a very rich and salty food. I feel like maybe having a slightly lighter sauce might complement it a little bit better. This past September, Domino's actually did get into a bit of hot water with Brits about their sauce. They had to temporarily withdraw their sauce due to allergy concerns when traces of peanuts were found in it. It might not seem like a huge deal, but the public was not pleased. We really love this stuff. A 2023 survey from Domino's found that just in that year alone, Brits consumed enough garlic and herb sauce to fill 17 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
Moving on, garlic flavoring. Oh man, this looks like trouble. Seeing the ingredients, it says that there's no garlic listed on here. It's garlic flavored, is that right? Well, that's a bit concerning. Why does it taste like garlic? I hate it. I hate what they've done to pizza. You know, because if you put garlic and butter on anything, it's gonna taste good. Yeah. There's butter and garlic, of course. It's like the best tasting things in the world. I mean, it's easier to dip, and it's specifically for pizza, so yes, just, I'm against pizza dipping. I don't like it. Just get pizza that tastes good. I mean, it looks like melted butter, right? Right, this one's gonna go fast. This is kind of giving me a headache, to be honest. Let's move on to Pizza Hut. They offer so many sauces. So we're gonna start with the ranch. Pizza just dropped its Pizza Trends Report of 2025, and ranch is still the most popular dipping sauce. Yeah, no kidding. All tastes the same. Let's dip it in this pizza. More amount than what Domino's is hooking up with, so Pizza Hut at least is got you the hookup for the sauce that's what you're into. I know we're doing forbidden combos, but I've destroyed just about all the food we've gotten, and it's ranch. There's nothing forbidden about putting ranch on something, right?
We may not have ranch over here, but once again, we do have a garlic and herb sauce. For me, the Pizza Hut sauce is just lacking a little something, especially compared to the Domino's one. Something in there is giving it an almost like acrid taste, which I really don't appreciate. Continuing the trend of kind of forbidden food combinations, we're going for what I actually think may be the best outcome here. We're getting some Pizza Hut pizza with some Domino's garlic and herb dipping sauce. I do like Pizza Hut's pizza. I just wish their sauce was this, basically. That, for me, a pretty ideal marriage. One more forbidden combo to try. Sweet icing dip, Domino's pizza. You know what? I actually don't hate that. Sue me.
Pizza Hut garlic sauce, also $1. Pizza Hut used to have this in disposable dipping cups, and then they eventually switched it to these prepackaged sauce cups. Pizza fans go back and forth on this. Some say it depends on the location, but what seems to be the consensus is this sauce tastes worse in these prepackaged cups. That's funny. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's made in some factory, stuck in this plastic container. It probably affects the taste, yeah. There's just something that really annoys me about this pizza dipping sauces. As much as I don't like it, I have to taste it again because I'm not kidding. It's gonna sound crazy. It tastes a little bit like burnt plastic. Like it tastes like the container it comes in. All right, let's dip a perfectly fine pizza into a buttery, garlicky sauce for no reason. In Pizza Hut, your garlic sauce sucks. Oh my God. It tastes like the container it came in. Here's a forbidden combo. This sauce and that garbage can. That's the worst. What would I say was the worst sauce before? Zesty sauce? No, that's the new worst one. Bad.
I think it's an obvious answer, but for me, the best pizza sauce in these categories is the Domino's garlic and herb dip.
I don't think we should be dipping our pizza in any sauces regardless, and I'm asking you, America, and to some extent the UK, stop dipping your pizza in sauces, please.
Although we can't give an exact figure as to how many fast food sauces are consumed every year, we can assume it's a lot. The global sauces and condiments market is expected to earn a revenue of over $280 billion in 2025. It's also got a projected annual growth rate of 6.14% from 2025 to 2030. So it's safe to say the world is pretty obsessed with sauce.
In some cases, maybe too sauce obsessed. This sauce obsession has created a thriving resale market, with rare packets and bottles selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars.
The show Rick and Morty revitalized the craze for McDonald's Szechuan sauce. It was available for a limited time in 1998 as part of a promotional campaign for Disney's Mulan.
McDonald's announced that the sauce would be made available for one day only, but they severely underestimated how sought after the sauce would be. After being met with long lines and sauce shortages, fans were outraged and even called for McDonald's boycott. On eBay, the sauce was reportedly being resold for upwards of $250 per packet. A 3-pack sold for $848. The McJordan barbecue sauce was originally released in 1992 along with the McJordan sandwich. This was actually the first sandwich in McDonald's history to be named after a person. In 2012, an unopened expired gallon jug of McJordan barbecue sauce sold for almost $10K to an anonymous bidder in Chicago.
Chip shops are beloved across the UK and Ireland. A man from Cork once paid €51 for a tub of curry sauce. He did that after finding out that his favourite local fish and chip shop, Jackie Lennox, was closing its doors after 73 years in business. It's a pretty modest price compared to some of the other resold sauces that we've just seen, but considering the original price was around €2, it's a pretty big markup.
Then there's the McDonald's BTS collab, which included 2 limited edition Korean-inspired sauces, sweet chili and Cajun. BTS is one of the most popular music acts in the entire world, so of course people went nuts for the collab, even paying hundreds of dollars buying the sauce on the resale market. You can own these sauce packets too for the low price of $631. I also can't forget KFC's finger lickin' sauce. This sauce was released sometimes in 2015 but was pulled in 2020. COVID forced KFC to drop the finger licking good slogan, and the sauce was discontinued and replaced by the KFC sauce. RIP, finger licking sauce. I did find an eBay listing of this sauce, and someone's actually selling an empty KFC finger licking sauce for $2,270.34. Madness, absolute madness.
Of the sauces we've covered today, I think if I were to narrow it down to my favorites, these are the ones that would come out on top.
My favorite chicken sauce, surprise, surprise, was Chick-fil-A with Cane's breathing down its neck.
In the chicken sauce category, I really do like the spicy supercharger mayo from KFC. I will say, in terms of the spicy aspects, they could probably stand to amp that up a little bit. It's much more of just like a cool mayo vibe with a little twist.
Hey, I've been to the UK and had their fast food several times, and I do like the KFC supercharged sauce, so I would love it. That made its way over here. And for the best burger sauce, to my surprise, it's actually In-N-Out sauce. I thought In-N-Out compared to the Big Mac sauce. Actually, In-N-Out won me over. I'm not the biggest In-N-Out fan, but this sauce is actually very good.
For the burgers, I do have to shout out Big Mac sauce. Obviously, a little bit of a hassle to get hold of, but it is just so delicious.
And for best pizza sauce, nothing. I didn't like any of them. I don't think you should be dipping your pizza in sauces anyway. All the ranches were boring.
For pizzas, as I said, kind of hard to look past the Domino's garlic and herb. As far as pizza sauces go, for me, this is the king. All in all, I actually think that the Morley's fried chicken sauce is the best one I've tried today. I don't know how long this is going to be in shops for, but I recommend that you go out and grab some, because for me, this kind of just checked all the boxes that I wanted a really good sauce to check.
Wow, Harry, I'm surprised you picked that one. My favorite, I'm surprised that these are the two top ones, because I also really like Cane's as well. I think I'm gonna go with the In-N-Out spread. Yeah, no one is more shocked than I am, but this sauce alone, very good. I liked it a lot. So I think it had the right viscosity, had the right flavor. Everything I added it to tasted really good. It actually tasted better on a Big Mac than the Big Mac sauce, so yeah.
I think the best forbidden combo for me was actually probably putting the Big Mac sauce on a Whopper. I think that combination of the flavor that the Big Mac sauce gives with the kind of flame grilled meat flavor of the Whopper created a burger experience from a fast food chain that I haven't really had before.
Right off the bat, I did like the McNuggets and the cane sauce. I've got to say, that's good. For these sauces though, for the chicken sauces, I'm telling you, pick up KFC and then get either Chick-fil-A sauce or cane sauce. You'll see what I mean. The reason that I'm not that into Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's is that I think the chicken's just not very flavorful. Hey, if you enjoyed watching us destroy our bodies for your entertainment, why don't you return the favor by giving this video a thumbs up, leaving a comment about how handsome we are, and of course, subscribing to this channel.